Hey y'all, it's just Chris Starr
Big Mouth C.
It's your boy Normal Ass Coral.
with Grown Folks Business.
Grown folks business.
Like your mama used to tell you, stay out of grown folks' business.
I mean, I'm grown.
I'm grown too.
Shit, we all grown.
Welcome to Grown Folks Business.
Hey, this is Melvin. I texted you last night. You never responded back. If you didn't want me to have your number, then why did you give it to me? That was kind of like dumb as hell. You seem like you one of these little young, dumb-minded broads. You got your little rinky-dink minimum wage job at and you think you the bomb and ain't even a firecracker wearing wigs like you some 90-year-old lady with no hair. I mean, I thought you had a nice face and body, but beyond that, there's so many chicks in San Diego with that, and I got plenty of them, so I'm not about to be chasing you around. I mean, unless you're mentally retarded or something. Normally when somebody calls or texts you that you gave your number, you respond back. So I guess you too retarded to realize that. So I'm going to just go ahead and delete your number.
Yes. It's time for the runaround.
The runaround?
A special runaround. We got a special runaround here. We have,
Wait a minute.
yeah, do your thing.
So we had to come back to the studio because there's a story going on right now. So what you guys just heard was a voicemail message that last week went viral and everybody was talking about because one of the hot topics that's going on in our culture is dating appropriateness, and really this subject of toxic masculinity and men being real aggressive as they approach women. So we were fortunate enough to find out that story actually took place here in San Diego.
Right here in San Diego.
And the person on the other end of the voicemail message, I guess we can say, is actually here in the podcast palace with us. Now, for purposes of keeping this person's anonymity, we are not going to say her real name, but we're going to go into a segment of, sorry, what are we about to do?
What your name is?
So you have 3 pieces of paper right there in front of you. You're going to read off those 3 names, and then the one that you like best, that's going to be the nickname that we use for the rest of the episode.
Okay.
So pick whichever one you want first.
And you're going to read it on the mic. And there's really just one correct one. And I think you'll know which one that is. And then you'll choose which one you want to go by. So go ahead.
Okay.
She does that. She tries to coax people into picking her.
I'm not. How am I coaxing? I don't
But
even-
by all means, pick the one that speaks to you the most. So what's the first one to say once you get it open?
The first one says, "I'm good. Enjoy."
we are not about to call you. So, Miss, I'm good. Enjoy.
I mean, hey, listen.
Your name is going to be I'm Good.
Yeah, I'm good.
If that's the one she picks, then that's what we're calling her.
All right. The second one.
What does it say?
It says Melvin's Misery, Eminem.
That just kind of rolls off your tongue.
Yeah, but that M and M.
Well, look, we got
No,
one
nobody
more.
want to be nobody's misery.
Listen,
Melvin's Misery is
listen,
funny, though.
We got one more, and then she'll have to
Melvin's
decide.
Misery is funny. I know that, Ceases.
Oh, it says famous PYT of SD.
Oh, okay. That's a mouthful.
Miss SD is cool.
So if you had to pick one of those, what would you say would be the choice for today?
I'm good.
You can eliminate them however you want to.
Okay, I'm good. Enjoy. I'm gonna have to eliminate.
Okay.
That's
Fair
yours,
enough.
Carl.
Not
That's
upset.
me. I'm out the game.
Not upset at all.
It's only yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a
the
cute
loss for
Instagram
words.
handle.
This is a hard one. Okay, I'm gonna eliminate famous PYT of SD only because that has been coming a lot at me.
So we're going with Eminem.
We're going with Eminem, and I have a special reason why I'm going with this one, because one of my cousins actually calls me Eminem, but for a different reason.
Oh, so you researched her, Cease.
It spoke to her
You
in the moment.
researched her.
So
You ain't right.
So Eminem. So do you guys want to introduce yourselves, because we might have some people listening for the first time?
I did drop the intro just for everybody, but I am Normal Ass Coral.
Who we have on the right side?
Oh, that's me. Just Chris Starr.
And I'm Big Mouth Cease, and this is a Grown Folks Business Podcast.
Ooh, ooh.
So as we're getting into things, I'm just wondering, what comes to mind when you get a voicemail like that?
No. Before you do that, Can you kind of explain the situation a little bit? How it
I
happened?
do want to walk through
Yeah.
how he approached you, what he said. Was he rubbing his hands like Birdman? Like I need the full descriptor.
And don't say where you work at. That's all good.
Yeah. So, where should I start? Basically, I was at work talking to my coworker. I don't even remember what we were talking about. And this guy approached me. Well, approached both of us. He was talking to us casually. I think he probably have seen me like around because he was talking directly to me. You can always tell when someone's trying to talk to you. Flirt. Yeah. You can always tell. So he was trying to flirt.
So was you flirting back?
So let's pause right there. Okay, so that's a great question, Star.
Were you flirting
and did
back?
he have game?
No.
Okay.
No.
So was it one of those flirts where it's like, oh, this is about to get awkward?
Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna walk away.
So wait, you walked away?
Yeah.
Damn, that's nuts.
Initially I walked away, and that was the first encounter.
So what was his opening
Oh wait,
line?
so he came back for more.
Yeah, but I want to know what his
I want
to know the opening line.
Do you remember anything he asked you or anything he was talking about in the first encounter?
The first encounter is kind of like the most important because he complimented me on my hair.
Okay.
The irony.
Yeah, because I mean, it's 2019. I wear wigs. I'm pretty sure plenty of women wear wigs.
And might I add, they look great.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome.
That's all right.
But continue.
I'm actually like coming from work.
And I will say that I have a grandma who's 93 and her wigs don't look like this.
So that's, what's funny? That is the exact point that he made.
Right.
He was basically saying, like, I like your hair. Did you change it? And so
Did you change it? So he's seen you
'cause he's
before.
seen me
Melvin's
before.
been watching you?
Ooh.
Melvin like your store. That's crazy.
It's customer service. I honestly don't even remember anybody who I ever talked to at work.
Right. That's
besides
fair.
my coworkers. And he was complimenting. He said, I like your hair. Did you change it? You cut it? And I'm like, no, it's a wig. Basically.
Wow.
I'm really open about it. And so he was like, wow, I've never seen a wig look like that. Like, it looks natural. The wigs I've seen don't really look like that. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And then he goes on. I don't really remember what else he was saying. And I look at my coworker, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to walk away now because I just feel like it's going to go further.
Right.
I got to get back to work.
There you go. So you were at work. At any point, did Melvin tell you what he did for a living? I know that's a flex for guys a lot of times. Like, did he explain how he gets his money?
No.
And all these girls in San Diego?
No.
I really have questions about all these girls in San Diego.
Yeah, Melvin full of shit.
Okay, so that was the first time.
Mm-hmm. The first time.
So how do we go from that and you wanting to escape the situation to him ending up with your actual number?
So then I go back to my section of work, basically.
The same day?
The same day.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the same day. And he approached me again. And he was basically like, I want to take you out to lunch and I want to, get to know you, possibly get to know you. Like, I don't really know if you're okay with that. And I'm like,
Wait, is Melvin old?
He's older, yes.
Oh.
Because lunch date, that's a very seasoned, a very seasoned, like, ass.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
let me
is.
take you to lunch.
People in my generation basically like, you trying to kick it, you trying to hang out. Yeah. He was like, trying to go to lunch, I'm trying to get to know you.
I'm interested where he was going to take you for lunch.
Yeah.
He did say yes.
Did he say?
What type of lunches do you feel like
Like
if Melvin took
Yeah,
you
if you had to guess where Melvin would have taken you for lunch.
Rubio's.
Red Lobster.
For lunch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a kind of like whack. It's not a whack date. No, it's not. But it's just like.
You've seen it before.
You
Yeah.
you could do better.
Yeah.
So you didn't think he would be very creative with the date is what you're saying?
I mean, I didn't think that far only because it wasn't going to get that far.
Oh, good
That's
point.
fair.
Good point.
So.
But he still left with your number. So
Yeah.
he approached you for the second time.
He asked you about lunch.
He solicited a date.
And then there was people around, and I'm not gonna knock anybody, but I was just like, I felt like, okay, let me just give him what he wants, so these people like know what he's doing. He's like approaching me. This isn't his section. There's people around. Like, I'm kind of like feeling uncomfortable. Like,
So wait, he asked you for your number in bras and panties? The section, not like dressed like that.
You're
But
right across from the bras and panties.
Okay.
Actually. Yeah.
so I can see why that would be slightly uncomfortable because he's doing this out in the open, and you bring up a good point, and I feel like I've had this conversation after this story has come out with a lot of people about women feeling uncomfortable not giving a number to a gentleman just because of how they approach them or how persistent they might be.
Yeah.
So what was going through your mind in that moment where you were saying that this would be better than just telling him I'm not interested?
Yeah. You know, I was flattered, but it was just like, let me just give him this number so he can leave me alone and I can go on about my business. And I already feel like a little bit embarrassed because people are not watching, but you can tell like
They're ear hustling.
they were
They are
looking.
watching.
Yeah.
They were looking like, dang, this guy's really trying to talk to her right now. And yeah, and so I'm just like, I don't know. He's like, if you just you can just give me your number. Da, 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 da.
So you initially like gave him the vibes like, this might not be what I'm looking for.
I literally like walked around for a couple minutes trying to like
Avoid him.
yeah.
And he puppy dogged you?
What does that mean?
Explain,
Yeah, I mean-
explain puppy dog because I don't know what that
Because I'm gonna tell you, I know some dudes where the body or you'll be talking to a young lady and you could feel the body language like, this isn't really happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for some more prideful men, they're like, I'm not gonna like you said, people are watching.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want people getting the vibes that this isn't going the way that I wanted to, so I'm gonna shut it down. I'm gonna walk away.
Yeah.
And then some girls will start walking away, and some dudes won't get the cue, and they'll walk along with them, trying to continue on in the conversation. So I'm just wondering if it was one of those scenes.
Yeah, it was a puppy dog. Yeah,
Okay,
I would say
I have two questions then. Did you think about giving him a fake number?
good question.
no.
You didn't?
No.
So did you have a plan like if he hits me up, I'm going to block him?
It was if he hits me up, he's not gonna get a reply.
Oh.
From the gate.
So wait,
Yeah.
even when you said like you weren't going to give him the wrong number, did he hit you with the like, all right, I'm going to call you right now and give you my number like right there on the spot to make sure that he got the right number from
It
you?
didn't get that far because I walked away. You know, I have given. Side note, funny story. I've given a guy my mom's number before, and she was like, "This number keeps calling me." I don't know. And then
I want to hear that voicemail.
At first, I'm like, "What? Like, who is calling you? Like, girl, what do you mean?" and then I think
Girl,
I'm
what
like,
do you
"Oh
mean?"
my gosh, I gave somebody my mom's number." And I'm like, just block it. Like,
That's classic.
and I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot. I just
Yeah.
gave someone my mom's number. She's going crazy. And yeah.
Do you guys remember the reject line?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Did you know about the reject line? So
No.
there was
Oh,
this official
yeah.
number that you
I
can call.
remember that.
And when they called the number, it was like, you have officially been rejected. You can push 1 for consoling music.
Yeah.
Like, it was so trash.
That's
So I
nuts.
gave it out when somebody called on the spot, so I stopped giving it out.
So, Star, let me ask you a question then, from a lady's perspective. What in being in that situation, how would you approach it?
I think I probably would have been like, yo, I'm on the clock. You know, it's kind of against policy. Like, I would have just blamed the store. But then it doesn't matter because he knows where you work. So there's no escaping at all because he could just come back the next day or
And
hang
you've seen
out.
him over multiple days too, right?
No, I've actually didn't see him, but I got that vibe when he said, "Did you change?
Oh, did you cut your
And I'm
hair?
like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe he's
That's
that
odd,
is
too.
a little
Been here
creepy.
before.
Yeah.
And so I do think that sometimes it is just safer to give your number and then call it a day.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I'm not mad.
The way the block people is so easy now too that I questioned that when we had an episode a year ago, man. I was like, why give your number out? But if you could just go ahead and block it, it's like go ahead and do that, and call it a day. So then my man calls you, and then you listen to the voicemail.
Well, no.
Wait, no, he
Yeah.
texts you.
First.
He said-
No, the thing is, he didn't even text me.
Oh.
No, I don't
He
even
an
think
old school
that
player.
he texted me.
He thought he
because-
texted you.
He's that old.
No, yeah, the thing is, he called me once the day before. I think it was the same day, and I think I was at work, and I didn't even recognize the number. I automatically don't answer numbers.
That's
that
fair.
I
And
don't
that's
know.
normal.
Most people don't.
And that's normal.
Especially like if
Yeah.
the bill collectors called me, it's like, bro,
Okay.
you
See,
like
that's
5 days
That's
early
exactly
right now.
what happened to
Oh, you-
me
so you-
hearing the voicemail. I thought it was a bill collector.
Oh,
So yeah,
So
that story,
why would you list your number
That
on this
story-
credit card and not call?
That's kind of
Yeah,
what
he was trying to
happened.
make you pay, all right.
Yeah.
Wait, so he didn't text you at all?
No,
He
didn't
just
text
called
me.
you one time or multiple times?
One time.
I knew it because the Jig Is Up podcast, I went live on theirs
Shout
when they
out
were
to
talking
Marco.
about Melvin, and I was like, I feel like she took a nap or like just didn't respond. Like, I don't feel like that much time had elapsed to warrant this type of a message.
No, it wasn't a week. It was literally the day after.
And that's what me and him were talking about when we were listening to it, because he says it in the message, like, you know, I called you yesterday and you didn't pick up. And I was like, dang.
You want to know how funny it is that like this whole thing went viral and how close it is just based off of like our conversation we had off mic was that my homeboy actually initially sent it to me. He said it was a Sunday. I remember it's like Sunday night. He's like, "Hey, bro, listen to this."
That was the night.
That was the night that it went
That's
crazy.
wild.
So he sent it to me, and just based off of like San Diego just being small, we must know the same people. He sent it to me before it went viral, and then I sent it to Cease, and we were dying. And I was like, "Yo," I looked up Melvin's name, I looked up the number and stuff like that. People had reported him before, and then the very next day was on the Shade Room, and Cease was like, "Bro, this is crazy." They put the background music in the background.
No, the first time it like became super big, Trey Songz posted it.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, and then right after that, one of the commenters of the tweet said somebody should put this in behind Marvin's room. And then another person was like,
fast.
"I got you guys. Hold on."
I love it.
And then the Shade Room posted it. They were a bit late. I think it's because the Grammys was going on. So
Probably other.
or pre-Grammys, because I think the Grammys was just last week. Was this last
was
Sunday?
Sunday.
Last Sunday, yeah.
Sunday.
So you had that was like a quick turnaround. Like you had the interaction with Melvin, you had the call one day, the voicemail message the next day.
So the voicemail message, funny story, I was on the toilet.
That's fair. That's fair. That's where most of us do our social mediaing.
Yes. And I just got off work. I was on the toilet and I was talking to one of my friends. We were just on FaceTime, girls talking. And then someone
Y'all real close,
me.
because if C sit on the toilet and he talking to me, I'm like, bro, call me back.
Oh yeah,
girls are so close.
Yeah. Especially my friends.
He wouldn't know.
I've had a bunch. Yeah.
They were like, "You on the toilet?" I'm like, "Yeah."
My boy Carl, he called me in the bathtub once. I said, bro, dry off and call me back.
One of my boys out in Michigan answered. I FaceTimed him. He answered the phone. He was on the toilet like, "What up, Star?" And I'm like, "You got your shirt off? Like, I know you're taking a good one because you didn't undress before you started."
It's different with men. It's different. You know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you was on the toilet.
And then he called, and I didn't recognize the number, so I didn't answer. And then me and my friend got off the phone, and he left a voicemail. And so I thought it's bill collectors.
The first call, he left the voicemail.
No, the second call. This is the second. The next day, the second call.
Got it.
And he left a voicemail, so I'm like, I always send bill collectors a voicemail, but I do listen to the voicemail after just to hear what they say, because it's probably like, no, we really gonna send your stuff to
collections
now. So I listened to it, and then he starts talking, and I noticed it was 59 minutes, and I'm like,
Second,
sorry.
I was about to say.
I was like, no,
He was really in Marvin's room.
Instead of being here, you need to be on the PD
voicemail.
No, yeah, I noticed it was 59 seconds, so I'm like, this is weird. So I listened to it, and I'm just like, what? And then he started talking about my wigs, and I just start dying laughing. I'm like, is he serious? So I get up, and I said, Mom, listen to this voicemail. And we're just laughing about it, and I leave it for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're just sitting on the couch, and then I'm like, you know what?
Now, at any point before you did what we know you inevitably did you ever think to say, let me reach out to him and tell him that that's not cool?
No.
Okay.
You know, and it's in this situation, I did make a couple of mistakes because he's still a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He still like has a family. He still has feelings, but I did not know it was going to get as big as it did.
And he hasn't called you since it's happened.
Well,
I heard he's on the run.
Right after that, I blocked his number, so I wouldn't know.
And then, like, what did he hope to accomplish with that?
Yeah.
Like,
No, I
did he
wasn't
think
gonna
that you were going to be like, first of all, and then he can kind of like, oh, I'm sorry, baby, let's go to lunch. Like, what did he
Red
want
Lobster.
to come?
You trying to hit that Red
Let's get
Lobster?
them biscuits, girl.
You know they got never-ending biscuits.
But it kind of sounds like the interaction that you had with him in person and then him leaving that voicemail message is like you weren't surprised that he would do something like that.
No, I was completely surprised that he left that voicemail, because I'm like, we weren't in a relationship.
And he seemed like a nice dude, I'm assuming. Like a nice enough dude, even if you weren't interested in him.
Yeah.
He seemed like a nice enough dude to where you wouldn't expect it to go to this degree. Like,
yeah. Yeah,
So
I'll
Carl,
give him that.
have you ever gotten a number and then not gotten a response?
I wanted to ask if any of y'all had ever been Melvin.
Come on, man. That's part of the game, though. Like, anytime that I've, like, gone out or, like, if, you know, especially when I was single and stuff like that, and you would go out and try to talk to women, you gonna have nights where, you know, a girl give you a number, you feel like you was vibing, you hit her up, she don't hit you back the next day. You know what I mean? Or, you know, it just happens. Like, for me, it's just like J.R. Smith. I'm gonna just shoot at a high volume, though.
So did it ever make you angry?
Nah, not even. It's one night.
So y'all have never been Melvin.
No, like, first of all, I feel like it's weird. Like, if you call somebody, like me, like, shoot me a text that you about to call
Very
me.
old school.
Yeah, I'm weird like that. Like, I don't even like talking on the phone. So, like, what I'm gonna do? Just sit up on the end of the bed and play with the power cord with my feet up? Like, girl, what you doing there?
You guys see the challenge like that's going on?
Nah, what's the
People,
challenge?
keep posting crazy pictures of them like.
Oh, I did see
Yeah.
that. Some dude was on top of the washing machine.
Yeah.
I think
Somebody
somebody.
I sent
in
it
the
to you.
oven.
Yeah, and I was gonna say you sent me that, and it reminded me of high
I didn't know
school
that was
when
a
you were
challenge.
younger.
I just thought
Somebody
it was
was
funny.
in the oven. That had me in tears.
Oh, I remember, they had a big dude in the snow, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm
light
5'5", look like Janet Jackson." I was dying, man. Oh man.
Wait, Cease, have you ever been Melvin?
Oh, have I been Melvined or been Melvin?
Either.
Of lots of times, yeah.
So you've been Melvin.
Yeah, and it's always interesting, like, why does that happen? I don't feel like I'm super aggressive when it comes to girls, so it's like, you could tell me
So you
that you
left
don't.
the voicemail.
No, I'm saying, like, I've had girls, like, leave me on read or give me their number and then not respond, but it is what it is.
I feel like it's one of them things too. You wake up the next day and it's like, I don't really want to talk to him. I feel like, because women, y'all can just pick. I feel like for every girl, there's like 8 or 9 dudes trying to get at her, and she.
Oh, that's a
just
fact.
It's not necessarily
I don't
true.
think so.
Oh,
No.
why is that not
It's
true?
Thank
Necessarily
you. Thank
true.
you. It's so good
No,
to have
wait,
good
wait,
women
wait.
in the podcast,
So wait,
fellas.
so do you-
Because they be swearing
No.
that we
Is that
choosing.
not
Yeah.
is that not necessarily true, or is that just the fact that you get a lot of dudes hollering at you that you just wish wouldn't holler at you and you don't count them?
Okay, let you answer.
I don't think that's the case either. I think like guys will, like we were saying on the last episode that aired, like guys will come up to you, be flirty, maybe interact with you, but then in the end, like they don't actually pursue.
Well, that's
So-
technically how Melvin would probably describe this situation.
No.
And even if he read it completely wrong, I'm almost certain that Melvin really thought.
But
that,
Melvin came off like as a creep though. Anytime somebody walk away,
But Melvin didn't
But
know that.
also-
that's awkward.
Melvin never knew that
But
until we
also,
told him that on
Melvin
the
has
internet.
been watching.
You said what?
Melvin has been watching.
Yeah, you changed your hair today. Like
That
what?
is creep.
So wait, listen, wait.
All I can see is Melvin in the car
Wait,
eating
wait.
popcorn, drinking an icy.
But wait. Let's take a step back. I know we getting our jokes off about Melvin, but if a guy walks into a store and you work there, he notices you and then he says, "You know what? I'm gonna make my way back in here so I can talk to her." Is that really creepy?
That's not what happened though.
He
She
talked
didn't
to her-
change her wig in the same day.
No. I'm saying like even if he went last month and he says, "I'm not in this area often, but I know I'll be back next month." And when I go in there, if she's in there, I'm gonna introduce myself and see what happens. Because I've done it.
You still
No,
don't
it's
need to
not
bring up the hair of
creepy.
last
Okay,
time.
so
It's not creepy until he left the voicemail.
No. So you're absolutely right. But I'm just talking about up until that point because we did get the jokes off about Melvin being a creep because he said, "Oh, I noticed you." Men notice women, especially pretty women.
Yeah.
And if you see a pretty woman and you think to yourself like, "Oh, I got to go back to work right now." I know tons of dudes. I've done it tons of times where I'm like, I'm going to make it a point to come back to this place so I could maybe talk to this girl.
Yeah, but if like that stalker show, if you come back and you say a
Exactly.
line like, "Oh, I noticed you changed your hair," and she
Exactly.
don't recognize you, like that comes off odd. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, I've never met you before.
But then, okay, again, but what we just
Because
established.
he didn't even say like, "Hey, you're so pretty. I've seen you before, and I'm happy that I get a chance to like he."
Yeah,
there's
see,
a way
that
to
comes off
preface
smooth.
it.
That's smooth right there.
Yeah.
That's
that,
smooth.
but ultimately, what you're saying is Melvin just didn't have no game.
Maybe we did have a conversation before because I work in different
Oh, got you.
departments.
And
then
you just
so-
don't recognize
and
him.
I
then.
don't recognize
And think about it like this.
It probably meant the world to him too.
No, because there's
He probably asked him how his day was and stuff. That was like, man, ain't none of these chicks I've been
I
getting
just
at it.
come
He like, I
with
met Bay.
customer
I met Bay
service.
today,
And
y'all.
listen, and it's a power dynamic because that day for her was just another day, another customer service experience.
Do you
for
get
him,
paid commission too for stuff you sell or no?
No.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you just a kind person then. Because if I'm getting commission, I'm about to like, oh, you got a nice lineup today.
You saucing everybody up.
Oh, so I got an even better question then for
Okay,
you, Carl.
let's hear it.
Have you ever read a sign wrong?
Oh, easily.
So were you a creep?
You know what?
In that moment, yes.
And now we're even getting into that like that toxic like masculinity stuff.
You were a creep.
Because like for me,
I can tell.
like I say this all the time, like to my girl, like joking, but it's kind of serious for men. I feel like no is no, in regards to like sex and stuff like that. But it's like if I get a no and like you still kind of give me the vibe, I'm like, man, I'm trying to crack the code. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's the thing. It's a hard conversation to have. You know, especially if like you're friends with somebody.
And it's easy.
But I'm not about to put you in no dark alley and like do some weird stuff.
Trying to crack the code.
And it's easy for Star to like make that face and make jokes about it because most of the time women don't have to approach men.
Yeah,
like that onus is on us, so we have to do something.
No, but I'm just laughing because of the hand clapping, breaking the code.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna do it in their face.
But,
like, so you said no.
Challenge.
So you said
Challenge
no.
accepted.
No, and I mean that's a real thing. So I've interacted with guys who's been like, nah, I'm good, and then you just kind of like. They just like, okay, cool, no problem. We just kind of hang out and keep vibing. I'm like, you know what? You kind of funny.
Yeah.
All right, let me go ahead and give you my number.
That's a nice subtle
like,
way.
It happens.
Yeah.
But the creeper part is what I'm concerned about.
Like, oh, you got a fro today. You
Right.
got your head wrap on. like, brother, I ain't seen
Last time I saw you, you had your head wrap. How'd you change that?
You had on a bonnet. Like I wear that at home. What?
Or if he hit you with those size 12s, you had 11 on last week.
Right, I'm done
You
at
don't
that
deal
point.
with that at all, man. That's nuts.
So Melvin has the number. He leaves you this message. You play it for your mom. I'm quite sure you played it for some friends. How much time goes by between the message being left and before you make the decision that I'm going to put this on social media?
It was about 30 minutes, and only my mom heard it because
Okay.
At first I thought it's a voicemail.
That had never happened before? You ever got an angry text that you wanted to screenshot?
Text, yes.
Did you screenshot those?
It's to my friends.
Okay.
But this one, I don't know. I just was like, this man is
He's
a
nuts.
little crazy.
Yeah.
So
Were you worried at all?
Yeah, what backlash
no.
have you gotten since
Well,
then?
let's-
I started getting worried when it became big.
Yeah, like he's gonna come back.
Yeah.
Mm.
And in the back, and it was all my friends like, oh my gosh, you're getting so much clout. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, this man might come and look for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then probably try to stun out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't know what he's gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. If he leaves me a voicemail like that, he probably is more than capable of doing, something else. So in the back of my mind, I was really worried, and I kind of regretted the fact that I posted it.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you had it to do again, you would...
Because I seen you deleted it too. Because I went back like,
No.
Twitter deleted it.
did they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've
Why?
been taking
You
it
know,
down from a lot of places.
If
Well,
if I had to do it again, I would just cross out his number.
Yeah, because then...
Oh, because his
yeah.
number was
Yeah,
on
yeah.
there.
I
Yeah,
know
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Because I screenshotted it just so I could keep his number.
Yeah, he existed.
Yeah.
I am so mad at you.
Hey,
Steve.
somebody
just
tried.
saying.
Hey, I bet you somebody's tried calling.
Oh, no. I know...
Like Mike
Oh
Jones.
no, they told me.
Oh,
They showed me.
dang. Did he answer?
Yeah.
Dang.
Okay.
Or no.
Oh, so
I think
Melvin,
the
though.
first couple of them, he probably did. But once they start coming at a high volume, he was like,
Let me change my
He probably
number.
changed his number.
Yeah, he had Metro PCS. So I mean, if anything, I don't know if he had Metro.
Hey, and I'm sitting here trying to think, like, where did he see that?
Like, wow, you was really doing some research.
H2O Mobile. We don't know what he got.
So Eminem, I won't ask you to do it, but Star, we've never seen Melvin before. So would you let him talk to you? Like, you've seen him.
be completely honest.
Yeah, no, for real.
No. Melvin's not my type.
Melvin's
I would
Like,
swipe-
aesthetically, he's not your type. I mean, we obviously,
Aesthetically-
he has the vibes that no woman would probably want. but
aesthetically, he wouldn't be.
how old does he look?
Maybe 43.
Damn.
Oh,
Melvin-
I didn't know that.
Melvin smoked Black and Miles.
How maybe grape and cherry. How old do you think he is? Just off rip. Did he even ask you your age? Did you ask him?
No.
Damn.
In my mind, it's like you're not getting a call back.
You
so-
could have been 16 working at the retail
Yeah.
place too.
wild.
That's what's
Yeah.
nuts, though. You know what I mean? Like,
So wait, hold on, let me get that straight. He never asked you your age.
No. It was, I want to get to know you. I mean,
And very clearly, there's an age gap. Very clearly.
Yeah.
To the point where it would have behooved him to ask.
yeah, no, that's real.
Very clearly.
Wait, would you date a guy that age if it wasn't Melvin?
Would you go out with a guy
Yo,
that
the-
age?
yeah.
Yeah. Especially,
I may not do a relationship.
women like dating
but-
older men though. For
Especially in my generation.
Okay, let's talk about this because we touched on it a little bit before.
Yeah.
So I want to give you the chance to get your words off about how you feel the state of the dating culture is for people within your generation. If you could just tell us what generation is that?
So I guess it's the millennial
Okay.
generation. That's what I've been hearing a lot. It's completely trash.
And why do you say that?
I said before, no one believes in monogamy.
Okay. Now, when you say no one, is that like no one, like including yourself?
I do.
Okay.
But I feel like I can't
Okay.
because of what is around me. That even if I tried, I've gotten sunken into the ways of my generation that even if I tried, I probably couldn't. So
would you have a hard time like posting, like if you was dating a dude, like posting them up there like within the first 2 or 3 months of dating, or would you be like, oh, this is bae, I'm good?
yeah, I would have a hard time.
Yeah, see, he'd probably be like some weird like Insta snap, like his head turned, like I'm out
Oh
hanging.
no, most definitely. And I hate that.
Wait. So why?
That's the thing.
I
See, that's
hate
why you don't have
that.
social media.
Because only because
Because I see people like talk about that where the people will post pictures and they'll cover up the person who they're with, their face, or they'll blur it out. And what do you gain from that?
the fact that there's someone there but nobody knows who it is. It's like
And somebody knowing who it was would result in what? Them trying
them
to like
doing their research, them creating rumors about that person,
Oh.
and
I
it's
agree with
like
that.
he was in my DMs, and
Oh, I agree.
But what if he was?
I like that. That's, you got a good point.
if he was
He
in the
ain't no
DMs,
mo.
you'd want to know.
yeah.
Not necessarily.
But then
Nah,
that's
nah.
where would trust come? Like you
yeah,
would
I'm
need
with
to
Mario
know.
Winans on that one. I don't
All
want
right,
to know.
so let me ask you an even more. Let me ask you an
Sorry, so would you participate in that though too?
What?
Like if you was dating a dude for the first few months, would you just be like, "Yo,
I wish a girl would try to
I'ma keep-
hide me.
Man, I'm
I was-
cool with being
I
hidden."
was dating a guy for a month and a half, and he made it to Snap for a brief second.
See, that's the
For
thing.
a brief second,
Yeah,
but
you-
like I knew that we didn't have too many people in common, and at that point, I thought that it was going to be something for real. So it was also like, all right, so you can make it onto my Snap. Still didn't make it to like the gram.
Oh, if it
and
goes
didn't
on
make
the
it
gram,
to
yeah.
Facebook. So like there are levels to
Yeah.
it.
This is-
Like Snap is the initial
Bro,
level.
you
like,
you
So
would
let
not
me-
catch my relationship status on anything.
So let me ask you another question: is social media helping or hindering?
Hindering completely.
So have you ever given any consideration to the simple notion of just not participating?
Nah, not in her generation. You can't. do
And so
that.
no, this is a good question.
You know
Like,
the thing
what's
is-
more important?
Yeah. The
but
thing
I don't
is-
think it would matter though.
No. It would matter because what she just explained to us is that she feels like in certain instances she can't even share with people who she's engaged.
But just because you're on social media doesn't mean that you're sharing every aspect of your life either.
Yes,
like
exactly.
we've talked about
But
that.
listen. If you're not on there, you could just take the picture and put it up on your wall and go about your business.
and
like
she
the
still
fact-
can't do that and be on social media.
Well, no, because then you're taking that picture, putting it on your social media page to transmit to everybody you know.
Hey, but he being fake. 'Cause
That's
the reason why you don't have a social media page is because of that very reason. Though.
What's that?
It's questions you had to answer from, an ex. Like, yo, like you wilding right now. What are you talking about? And you was like, yo,
No, that's not okay. So look, I'm gonna tell you why.
That's
That's
one of the main reasons why I couldn't post.
no, I'm gonna tell you.
why is that?
Because I would get questions.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was the other way around though.
What was that? What do you mean the other way around?
Like when somebody then tries to tell you, like, okay, well, you have a social media, so I should be represented on your social media in this way.
Oh, nobody makes demands on social media.
my
I'm not
so-
here for that.
So my thing is this though, is like, well, I don't even have like a really good gauge on what that actually means. So I'm gonna just be off social media because it doesn't mean that much to me. So if it makes you feel better that like, and then that just worked out. Like I didn't need social media. I was like, if social media is causing that much of a problem in a real life relationship, by all
But
means.
see, that's the key too. So you said in a real life relationship, these are situationships that aren't even rising to the level of a
Exactly.
relationship.
Yeah.
There's
So
some people
that's a
who-
very big difference.
Who would say, when I get into a relationship, I'm going to delete social media, knowing they wouldn't. But like, there's some people that say that, and then also, I've talked to guys, and the conversation of are we posting each other on social media came up, and it was kind of like the guy was saying basically
he wanted to show you off.
no,
Oh.
not at all. Like it was what's understood doesn't need to be explained type thing.
Oh, he has a girlfriend.
Or a wife.
Or somebody,
wife.
yeah, who wouldn't
Or who- yeah.
understood, you know.
And it's just 'cause I didn't want people in our business, and you know, I would be like, yeah, you're right, knowing like I'm gonna post you, but
we've been on this train. I just thought about this right now. Would you say majority of the men that come at you are black men?
yes,
Okay.
about 90% of them, yes.
Do you feel like they want an actual? You're a beautiful girl. Do you feel like they want an actual relationship?
Or are
with
they trying
you?
to smash?
They're trying to smash.
So how can you discern the difference?
I can't.
Damn.
I can't.
Sorry, Star. It was sorry. Relax. We've been on this
I'm
train.
sorry.
No.
I'm sorry.
We've been
Am I
going.
saying the opposite of what you said?
No. You
Keep
right
talking.
on. You right on cue.
Yeah, I can't.
Because they were grilling me about this. So
No, we
keep
weren't.
No,
Not about this.
No.
Go ahead. We're listening.
Go ahead.
It's just really hard. And you know, maybe the ones who I don't want are the ones who want to be real.
I'm so glad she said that.
Yeah, that's
The ones who like are probably perfect for me, but I just don't want
What is
you.
perfect?
So
then?
wait, no.
I want to know what is
Will
perfect.
treat me right.
Okay, that's one.
Will treat me the way I'm supposed to be treated.
I'm
Okay.
glad she said this.
Will treat like wouldn't have a problem posting me. Would delete it if it became a problem, you know. But I don't necessarily. It just comes down to woman wanting a bad guy over a good guy.
What are the
type
qualities
thing.
that you
and
like?
I'm pretty sure that's what I said.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, what qualities do you like specifically?
About the bad guy part?
Oh.
Go ahead.
Bad boy image is a cool thing.
He's asking a question.
What qualities would you say that you like in a man then?
Very family oriented.
Okay.
Religion is a big thing for me, but I know it's taboo. So
Well,
No,
yeah.
If that's big to you, let that be big to
Yeah,
you.
let it
Yeah.
That will be.
So I just want to point out that the two things you've described thus far, I know lots of dudes like that, but continue. I'm trying to get to
I'm not gonna say religion. Well, I'm not gonna say religion because I could be that person. I could be that person to introduce. Okay, I'm not gonna say religion.
So what's the next one?
Does financial stability matter to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes and no.
Okay. Why do you say no?
Because I have my own money.
All right, there you go.
So I don't necessarily need yours. But when it comes down to it,
You're not going to Red
you
Lobster.
are a man and I'm a woman, and you need to
Help provide.
No, play a man's role, not help
play
provide.
a man's role. Yes,
Because
very much
what she's
so.
describing
'Cause I was
isn't a
raised
50-50.
as-
Yeah.
I was raised as if a guy asks you on a date, he's paying.
There you go.
There you go. Ain't no wrong with that.
And that
I'm more
date
inclined
obviously
to that
can't be
now,
Red
talking
Lobster
to y'all
either.
about it these days. So I'm
And I don't want to sound like
Nah, be
bougie
you.
or anything, because that's just the way I was brought up. Sense of humor,
Okay.
definitely. I don't really, obviously, I don't really necessarily go for looks because their personality to me is just enough.
Got you.
It's enough for me.
Okay.
So wait, this guy that you just described, you don't meet these guys on a regular basis? Because I know a lot of ugly dudes that do all that.
You know,
And that
be ugly,
because that was the
I
point
know
that I
it's
was trying to
funny.
bring up, is because a girl will date a guy that she's physically attracted to that she likes absolutely nothing else about, and then this cycle continues about these dudes
But
ain't. Oh, go ahead.
no, the ugly dudes are just as bad.
Oh, well,
They are just as
just
Some
bad.
of
as bad. Trust me, as the nice looking dudes, they're
Okay.
just as bad.
They just happy when they find a catch. Like, I finally got. Oh,
They
then-
think because they think that you think because they're ugly they can't do nothing. Yeah,
I love it.
But then they end up showing their face. And the thing is, I always think that I find such a good guy, and he ends up showing his true self. And he has those qualities, and I'm like, no, this might be it. Like, he's what I'm looking for. He's funny. I get along with him, and then he ends up showing his face, basically.
Would you let a guy that you weren't in a relationship with buy you an expensive gift?
Define
Yeah,
expensive.
the way she laughed was like it's already happened.
Okay, define like in a relationship, like talking.
No, you're not in a
relationship.
relationship with. Buy you an expensive gift.
It hasn't happened to me. Probably not.
No.
I think you would accept it, but you just, thanks, we friends.
It depends on what it is, though.
Yeah, and I would be like, I don't need that.
So, Star, if a dude bought you a Benz?
taking it.
It's a Benz.
Obviously, he got it. It's probably a tax write-off.
No. So he buys you the Benz. What's your obligation thereafter?
Nothing.
Nothing.
The same as it was before.
Yeah, right. That Benz come with me. I'm about to be in the boat in the front seat.
I didn't earn it, so obviously he needed the tax write-off. I'm here for it.
Oh man.
You can claim me as a dependent.
Awesome. So we've gotten to the point where this is out in the realm of social media. You've already shared with us that if you had a chance to do it over, you might reconsider your approach to it.
Mm-hmm.
But now that it's out there, what has changed about life for you?
Honestly, a lot. Not necessarily a lot, because at the end of the day, I still got to go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still gotta feed yourself.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
I was telling my mom that she was loving the clout. I was like, at the end of the day, I mean, I still got to go to work tomorrow. A lot has changed. When it first got out there, the numbers just kept coming in.
Like numbers, what do we mean by that?
As far as retweets and
gotcha.
everything. And then...
Was that your biggest social media moment?
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so. I gained... I was at 1,300, and now I'm at 7,000 on Instagram.
Wow.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy to me is people will follow someone they have no idea, like...
Just to see how they living too, just to be in your shit.
And then they end up finding out I'm just regular.
Yeah.
And then they unfollow me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm not like this sex symbol Instagram person.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, you know.
That's actually a healthy conversation to have, because I feel like Instagram gives some people a false sense of security because you don't get paid for Instagram.
Yeah, no.
Most people don't.
Yeah, you don't. Like, even when you got 1 million followers,
you know, maybe if I would have hit 10K.
Yeah, I mean,
because
probably
you do get paid, or you get
people that come up and say, "Oh, we want you to do like sell this flat tummy tea."
No, I got a lot of.
I want to hear about that.
I got a lot of hosting for clubs.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
And then what about other platforms reaching out to you to tell your side of the story?
I got a couple interviews over like Instagram Live. I got a couple of, I want to do photography, photographers wanting to do that.
That's the move.
Yeah, it is.
Cecil's a photographer too. He's
Yeah.
got a
I got a camera.
A couple of celebrities hit me up. I can't name any names.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, that's nuts, man.
Did other people try to like holler like, oh,
yeah, that was my next question.
He wasn't the one, but I got you, girl.
You have no idea. I had to
I'll
turn
treat
off
you
my
right.
comments on my pictures on Instagram for a good week because of the comments were just
Flowing
too
in.
much. And at that point, I was so exhausted from all of the incoming like traffic with comments and everything. So I had to turn off my commenting. But the DMs I got, just insane.
Damn.
Okay, so I want to ask you, woman to woman.
And I got a personal question after that.
Did you get dick pics?
No, I didn't get any dick pics. No.
I just wanted to know.
Okay, so
I've actually never gotten a dick pic.
No?
No.
You're the lucky one then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are one in a million.
Now, can I ask you a personal question?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll pose this in a way so that you can be safe. If you would answer the question or would like to answer the question, if there is or was a man in your life when all this was going on, how did this have an effect on them?
It was, why did you give him? Well, I didn't have a man. I had, you know,
A
situationship.
Okay.
Situation. Oh, go ahead.
Like,
Yeah, please.
I know there was a lot of, why did you give him your number? And then I explained, you know, girls nowadays get like told off on for not. And explaining that was like, oh, okay, I get it. And then it was like, dang, he went in on you. And then it was like, you getting a lot of clout now. And I'm just,
That's the thing, I guess. I don't care.
Yeah,
about
so
clout.
like,
I realized I could never be famous.
why is that?
I could never.
Because of a man?
No.
Because
Because
of
of
the attention
the
that-
attention. You get negative and positive, but those negative
They
ones,
sting.
they really do.
And it's crazy because I was listening to the radio the other day and they were like, Justin Bieber just checked himself back into therapy, and he's like, you know, it's the fame is too much. He's like, he's always wanted to sing and he wanted that impact, but the fame is literally too much because everyone has an opinion on everything. People are always watching. You just can't be normal, especially with social media now. So, you know, before they would still get paparazzi, but it was very, you know, oh, we're out in public, now it's paparazzi. But now people feel entitled to know about your life. And it's I mean, there's a reason why, and I think we talked about this on an episode a long time ago, you know, when Dave Chappelle disappeared, and, you know, he was just like, the strongest people you will ever meet are the ones who make it. And if everybody is cracking, and these are literally the strongest people you'll ever meet, what does that say about the industries? So even having this moment, this week long,
it was like a one-hit wonder type thing. But it was just a lot. Yeah. And I don't know, for the time being, it was fun. But then afterwards, it just kind of got... And I had a lot of old dudes hitting me up, or dudes who, you know, I thought I would never talk to, or family members coming out the woodwork. People who I thought I would not like have a conversation with them. This is you sending me the voicemail and like, look, and you know, girls posting it on there's so many. Every day I found a new posting. Yeah. Every day I found a new posting, because it was so many notifications coming in that I wasn't getting all of them. Yeah.
Wow.
My last question, and then we could probably get into our actual runaround topic. What made you choose us?
So the topic had come from my sisters, like, and a lot of people were asking me, you know, are you gonna try to like build on it? And I was immediately like, no, it's gonna go away in a week. Like, let it go away. I'm not gonna start selling a book. I'm not gonna start selling flat tummy tea. Like, I'm not that type of person.
You just want to live a regular life.
Yeah, I want to live a white picket fence, house, dog life. I mean, it's fun, but it's just not me.
It's always something you can go back and laugh on too.
I do have an additional question. Was there any part of that voicemail that actually like angered you? Because he was saying some stuff that I just feel like is just inappropriate, especially in 2019. Like,
it's true,
and it's funny because it's like he's really off, but like also it makes me a little angry to hear that he would feel the need to attempt to bring someone down in the way that he did. Some of his word choices,
just for being rejected.
And like, sir, I seen your picture. It can't be the first time.
So I'll answer that. But back to your question, why I chose you guys, was because so then I got a couple of people requesting to have an interview, and I really wasn't for it because I wanted it to die down. Right. But then when I actually didn't see the notification, whoever sent it to me on Twitter,
I think it was Cease.
I didn't see it, and so I went to my mentions, and you had commented. And I looked at your profile, and I seen like a snippet of, I think it was a link, and I seen a snippet of the recording that you guys did, and I seen her laughing, and it was just like a real, like you guys were real. So I'm like, maybe I should do an interview. Like, I don't really know if I should do one. And then I'm always about supporting. I'm really big on supporting. Yeah. So if I in any way could help you guys like get bigger, or, you know, it's because I recently just got this like little sprout of clout. Yeah. If I can help somebody else, that's real. In that was like, and I was like, I told my mom I'm gonna do it with them.
Yeah, because it's like a different lane for us too. Because I mean, usually, we're really big on highlighting people in the community that are doing like positive things, and I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying like this is like reporting.
It's very different lane.
Yeah, it's a very different lane for us. You know what I mean? And I think just one thing that I think hit me the most was like, you know, you're homegrown. You know what I mean? Like, we're from SD, you're from SD.
You're from SD.
Yeah.
I'm from SD. You guys are, you know, from SD by way of LA. But I mean, the way I look at it is just like, well, let's just talk about the situation that happened and, you know, go from there. You know, do I necessarily want to go viral? I can give two shits, to be honest with you.
He wants to go
viral. I don't want to go viral.
He has a whole podcast.
Honestly,
he's trying to go viral.
Yeah, no, like,
it's a lot though. And I thought about this because I thought about like what happens if the podcast grows, or when the podcast grows to that level. Like, these are going to be some of the things that we're going to
But I'm not trying to get on like based off of antics, me personally. Like,
What
if
do you
that's the
mean?
case, I might as well strip butt ass naked and we put it on YouTube.
You
and
did that.
Hey, that wouldn't go viral. That wouldn't go viral.
He nuts.
Okay, so do you want to explain to the folks and to our guests
Wait, should I answer her question?
Oh,
yeah,
please.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No. You're hosting right now.
No, I'm sorry.
You're doing a good job.
Only
keeping us
because
on
I was
track.
like remembering and I'm like, okay. Let
No,
me
we
answer your
appreciate you for bringing it back because we would have totally forgot.
question. The only thing is he kind of like came at my job. In
Tried
the
to minimize it, huh?
Yeah, minimize it, and I absolutely love working there. I love the people I work with. It's such a good environment, and the company that I work for is such a nice company to work for, and you would think that it's not, but it is. And I actually, that's my second job, and I got a lot of backlash from it on social media. So it was like, you guys don't even know my life. I actually have a career job, and this is my second job. Like, I'm out here grinding, and you guys are coming at me. And
let's just add that most of those people that were probably talking about you didn't have jobs at all.
Yeah.
But social media weaponizes being able to like use your opinion
or
Twitter
own
fingers.
anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, or
Twitter
anything.
fingers.
And that's the thing, just like wrong with the community in general, because it's like, yo, like, if you're going to sit up here and you're going to talk trash about somebody, look at your situation, because there's a lot of people in here that make less than $35, $40 an hour.
No, show me your W-2s
Well,
if you're gonna
but,
talk trash.
But that's why I felt when she said that when she was reading the negative comments, it was kind of like a gift and a curse. You get people like praising you for being a beautiful young lady, but then you get other people, like you said, who know absolutely nothing about you, who then get to give an opinion on you. But the flip side of it is you wouldn't even care to give one on them.
Yeah.
And you can't respond to everybody, but you're the center of attention.
And
so it's just coming at you.
And it kind of is like, it's fair because I posted it.
Yeah.
Like, they get to have that. They get to say those
Yeah.
things because I posted it. I'm the one who posted it. And I put myself out there for people to have an opinion on something.
Right.
So, yeah. And another thing is, I was mad he came at my wigs, but
You got a nice
It
wig.
is
That's
what
right.
it
That's a nice
It's
wig.
dope.
no, it is what it is. I was just like, I mean,
And so before we get
you
into
still ask for my number.
there you go.
That's the crazy part to me, because I've had this happen too, where guys will like holler at you and then you don't respond the way they think. Well, that's why you ugly. You not all the. So you talk to ugly girls? I'm confused.
Yeah.
Like, that's on you.
There was a lot of debating and arguments underneath the tweet. A lot of men coming at women, and a lot of the women were really, really defending me because they were saying, I understand why she gave her number. Like, there's one instance where somebody said somebody got cut in the face for not accepting a compliment that a man gave her.
That happened recently.
Yeah.
The dude was rolling through the park giving ladies compliment, and I guess she didn't respond in the right way, and they said he slashed her in the face.
Yeah. And so they were like, basically
safer to
that's the safest thing, is to give a number out and just keep it pushing, because he could have cussed me out in front of my customers. He could have did all sorts of things. So a lot of women were defending me, and then I had the woman saying like she just wants clout, and then there's a lot of men commenting, and then a lot of women were like, there's always a Melvin in the comments, and that was funny.
Yeah, that's
there is.
true. One thing that I want to point out before we actually get to the runaround, though, is that I think a lot of people, before they get an opportunity to listen to this, they'll think this is going to be a Melvin bashing session. So one thing that I'm going to shout you out for is being well-rounded with your approach on like how to convey this situation. Because I feel like you were fair to Melvin. And I feel like any backlash that Melvin gets, he got by leaving that voicemail. Just
Yes,
like you said,
absolutely.
you had to deal with the consequences of posting it. He has to deal with the consequences of having, the audacity to kind of like send that to somebody, not knowing what they would then do with it. Because that'd been the same thing if you thought that you were threatened and you took it to the police. This could be a whole nother situation that we're talking
and
about.
I felt really, it was bad. I felt really bad for, like, he's a person.
Yeah.
He's a
It's
person.
true.
And you started off by saying that too.
I exposed his personal life, basically. And it was the things, I know how bad people can get. Mm-hmm. So I just felt bad for allowing it to happen. But I mean, and then people pointed out, but he basically left you a whole minute of insults.
Yeah.
So.
And like real ones.
Yeah.
He was
Like
going
he
for
was
the jugular.
not, because, and it's one thing to leave a voicemail like, hey, why did you give me your number if you don't want to talk, but it's cool. Like, best of luck to you. Even if it's sarcastic, best of luck to you, have a good day. that's completely different from just spewing insults left and right. Like, I feel like he wrote it down. Like, I feel like he knew he was going to the studio and he wrote down every insult he was about to give and just like laid it out.
He was just like, everything she got that I liked her for, I'm just going to use it against her.
Right.
Right when he walked in, well, she got a job.
Right.
She got nice hair. He's like, nah, I'm going to flip the switch on her.
I'm actually really
And she
happy
cute with a nice body.
It didn't get to my second job.
There you go.
My career, and that's like my career job, so I was like thankful.
Yeah. No, that's real.
Fair.
I'm thankful it didn't get out where I worked at my second job, but
There you go.
They're not heavy on social media over there.
It's all good.
Carl, do you want to explain what the runaround is? And
Yeah,
then we'll
I
talk
mean,
about
you guys
the
have been experiencing this now for 55 minutes or so. But the runaround is pretty much our halftime segment in between our episodes where we kind of like give the listener a chance to kind of like take a little reprieve from everything we talking about.
Oh,
but
reprieve. We got a
reprieve,
new word.
that's a good big
We got a
word.
new
Hey,
word.
use that word the whole year.
Reprieve.
It's been 1 month,
It's usually
brother.
the
It's been
monotony.
It's been a month and a half. But then to look at it for what it's worth, you guys notice that we don't have a regular episode today, so we're just enjoying our guests. We usually come up with one topic. You get 1 minute to discuss that topic. Nobody interrupts. No one interjects. We can't even discuss the topic afterwards. You get 1 minute to talk about the topic.
The benefit of the runaround is that when we give you 60 seconds, nobody can provide a rebuttal. So you can have like an uninhibited comment without having to worry about somebody then trying to challenge that or discredit what you're saying. Now, since we've gone, I felt like this episode has gone in ebbs and flows because we've gotten the jokes off, we've gotten serious about some things, and then gone back and forth. I want to get some more jokes off.
okay.
Oh, boy.
All right, so I'm going to tell y'all a quick little anecdotal story, and then
Oh,
we'll get
God.
into it. So I have an Uncle Melvin.
Oh God.
And
That's
my
not him,
You
is
don't
it?
understand how many people DM'd me and asked me, "Is this him? If this is my boyfriend, is this him? This is my uncle. Can you make sure this is him?"
my
And I'm
boyfriend.
like, "No,
That's
girl,
crazy.
No.
no, girl, it's not him." And they're like, "Oh my gosh, thanks."
Oh, my God.
And they explained to me like, "He looks like this. Is that him?" And I'm like, "No."
All Melvins are the same. And look.
All Melvins look alike.
All Melvins are created
So,
equally.
so the name, when I heard Melvin, it alarmed me immediately because I was like, I know what Melvin's be doing. Like, I know what she's going through.
We all know Melvin.
And me and Carl talked about this earlier in the week, and I was like, I didn't know how I wanted to use this in an episode, but this is perfect. So during our runaround segment, I want at least a maximum of 3 names, but at least 2 names that you know right off the bat before you meet the person. This is going to be an interesting experience. And so as our guest, because there's some names that come out that you think about where you be like, when I heard Melvin, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a trip. Like I already knew before I heard the voice. Like when I heard the story of Melvin, I was like, it's not gonna be a good one. So Star, we're gonna have you go first since you're making that face.
I can't think of any.
And as our
I
guest-
can't go first.
You get to pick the order in which we go in, and then
I guess Star ain't going
Go
first.
pick
then.
me first.
you can pick whoever you want to.
I don't have an answer.
Okay, you can go.
You want me to go
Yeah.
first, Carl?
Go ahead.
All right. So whenever I meet a Marcus, but it's spelled with a C and not a Quees, like Marcus Houston, I'm always weary of that dude. My little brother's name is Marcus, but that's with a Quees. So I'm cool with that one. And then I've met one, and he was the craziest dude I ever met, a Lorenzo. Like if y'all ever meet a Lorenzo, it's an old school name, but if you meet one,
God.
you and Lorenzo in for a world of trouble. And I think those are the 2 I came up with.
So not 3, so 2 is cool.
2 is cool.
All right, here we go. I got DeAndre, and I definitely got a Mitchell.
Look, I know we're not supposed to say that, but explain that.
Nah. DeAndre for sure. DeAndre be up to no good. He definitely wear tank tops, you know what I mean, and them tight jeans. He's a millennial now. He got the tight jeans and the shoes. And then Mitchell definitely got a Gap, and he got all the. Yeah.
I'm trying. Every Mitchell that I know is running through my head.
Mitchell got a Gap, you know what I mean, and he definitely wear Babe shoes still in 2006. It's 2019. I'm out here about to jack it up, and he smoked Black and Mild. So I'm not trusting anybody, DeAndre or Mitchell, a Black Mitchell at that. So there we go. Star, you gonna be dumbfounded. That was a silly one.
So, I am wary of anybody who introduces himself with a nickname.
Ooh, my gosh.
Whether it's a hood name, a shortened name.
Pookie.
I'm always wary of it. Like, do not introduce yourself to me with
Pooh
your
Bear.
hood name.
What about social media handle?
Oh, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Just like I would never introduce myself as Chris Starr unless the context is you knowing me from the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll be like, oh, by the way, I'm just Chris Starr. But other than that, I need your first government name at least.
There you go.
That's all I'm saying.
All right, it's on you.
And then for our guest,
Eminem.
I would say Roger is a pretty weird one.
Yeah.
Go
It's like
home,
another
Roger.
Melvin. It's like this is like imagine if you said this is Roger. It would be the same effect. It would be the same effect. Like, oh, Mr. Roger.
There you go.
Oh.
And I don't Tyrone, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's typical
Yeah.
like Tyrone.
Don't call him. Don't call him.
It would just be like
That'd be odd.
Tyrone.
Well, I appreciate you for coming out here.
So whenever we have a guest on the Runaround, I ask two very important questions. I asked, how was your experience? And then coming in, what did you expect? And then after being here, what knowledge have you gained about us as a podcast?
What was the first question?
The first question is,
What did you expect?
What did you expect?
Which I expected. I don't really know what I expected. I kind of came here straight from work, so I was kind of rushing. But
We appreciate you for that too.
Yeah.
I don't really know what I expected. I expected us to just feed off what happened and to give like opinions and me tell my story. I guess it was the same thing.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? It actually was enjoyable. Like I would do it again.
Yeah.
Only because I felt so comfortable because I thought I was going to be nervous.
Yeah.
But it was really easy talking to you guys and like you guys are really good at like the way you guys hop from different subject to subject but still stay in the same.
It wasn't always the
Oh,
case.
thank you.
Yeah.
Right. Don't listen to episode 1.
I was gonna say we don't get that compliment often, so shout out to you.
Don't listen to episode 1.
Very cool. And then
There was another question that you had before, Cease.
it was what
How was the experience?
yeah, like what did you expect? And then like I usually like to know like when people see us, it's either through listening to the audio, seeing some of the videos that we put out, or just our presence on social media. And I know that people have garnered an opinion and then come in here and then respectively with the three hosts said, "Oh, Star, I thought you were short. Carl, I thought you whatever."
Nobody thought I was short. Cease.
Okay.
I didn't see any pictures of you guys. I seen just a small snippet of I think your most recent podcast. So like I said, straight off the bat, I thought you guys were real, which is why I chose you guys because I didn't want to. I wanted it to die down. I really didn't want to, do a podcast. But yeah, it just realness, and I knew it. I don't know, something about you guys made me say yes.
Oh, sweet.
Because I wasn't going to go.
Who's gonna have you looking wild out here?
I'm rolling.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, I know that you've already garnered some clout from this whole Melvin situation.
Okay.
But if you wanted to, I know a lot of people like to put a face with the voice. If you wanted to tell them where they could find you on social media, but that's totally up to you. I mean, because you already got 7K. What's
another extra
Yeah,
thou?
yeah.
A little thou wow.
As long as they don't come with the BS.
Listen, our fans don't do that.
They don't.
So if it's somebody coming with the BS, they don't listen to us.
Yeah.
Don't
And
throw
if
it
they
out.
do, point 'em out.
Don't throw it out
Listen,
there. If you're
listen.
No,
good.
How
I
about
mean,
this? This is
honestly, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
The Breakfast Club mentioned me like 5 times.
Yeah.
So,
So she's good.
it's Alexandria Moore. It's 3 A's in the middle.
Okay.
So yeah,
Right on.
that's on Twitter and Instagram.
There we go.
All right.
Carl, Star, you guys have other questions for our guest before we let her get on with her day? She just said that she just got off of work, so I'm quite sure she's
No,
ready
I'm
to go home and rest.
Yeah, clean up
I'm
that
just
candle.
happy that you came through. I know you were Doug was trying to reach out to you in the beginning, and
Yeah.
I had to circle back around.
Yeah, and I really didn't want to do a phone call interview because I wanted this type
Yeah.
of vibe.
No, I'm
Right.
glad.
And then and she hit me up and she was like, "No, we want you to come in." I was like, "This is perfect," because I did go out of town this weekend, so I couldn't make. And I knew it was kind of like you guys wanted it sooner because of the fact that it's been dying down. So yeah.
Not only
we-
that,
we
I
were
like
ju-
my sleep. Nah, it's playing.
No, but honestly, we were just thankful that we realized before you even said it on air that you could have shared this story with a multitude of different people.
Yeah.
And I'm quite sure that the opportunities were also presented in conjunction with like, hey, and if you do this, we'll do this for you or whatever it may be. And you coming here is doing us a solid. So we appreciate you for that.
For
I'm
sure.
for sure gonna post it. So
There we go.
Cool.
I'm looking for. I'm actually gonna stay tuned now. So.
There we go.
All right.
We got
We got a new follower.
See, and
you do.
We
and
got
that-
an influencer follower.
and that's the
friends-
biggest
well,
benefit of this experience.
My friends answer the phone. Oh, you famous? I was like, oh, stop.
Well, see, so I'm influenced.
Shit, we all influenced.
So listen, to that point, I'm definitely grown.
I'm grown too.
Shit, we all grown.
Wait, y'all forgot one more person and yourself.
Oh, I'm grown.
So that means we all grown, and this has been another segment of the Runaround on
Grown Folks Business.